So
Oh, what's up,
question,
Rada? My man, Rada. What's up,
right,
bro? That's the dude. That's my guy. That's my dude. He's the partner in crime. He's the founder of Lonely Boys. Actually, he's the man.
no doubt, no doubt. So listen, question. So a lot of people don't know, you're from Canada. So it's like we right now, a lot of people don't know who you are at the moment, but they starting to get to know you because you're being played on radio. Um, your social media platform is crazy. The support that you get on your platforms is ridiculous, And when you do shows, everybody show up and show out. So let them know how long you've been actually recording and doing music.
Oh man, I've been recording and doing music since I was like probably like 13, 14 is when I really started like recording music and like just kind of experimenting with my sound and just like experimenting with different types of music and like I grew up on like a punk rock and jazz like kind of like timeline of music, so I had a really like interesting vibe to kind of grow up with. And then I became a jazz drummer, so like when I started like recording music, a lot of it was like playing like piano and acoustic guitar because I couldn't really record drums in my house, and nor did I have a way to record them, and I'm sure my parents would have killed me. You know what I mean? It was awesome enough to
Exactly.
it was awesome enough to have let that they were cool enough to have let me like set my drums up in like the next room, like right next to the living room, and we had a pretty tiny house too. We didn't have like a massive place to live in and stuff, so it was like you could definitely could hear hear me banging away in the next room, but yeah, it
Exactly.
was pretty funny, but yeah,
Listen,
man.
it's hard. It's hard to have a drum set and record, when you got parents in the crib. So
Oh God, yeah, absolutely,
I
absolutely.
definitely, I had my son look at that. I had him look at that movie, Drumline.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What a damn drum! Why did I do that? Not a, yeah. It was a disaster. No, no, we can't do that.
Oh, I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine. Absolutely.
So I see you blacked out right there.
Sorry, yeah. Give me just 1 second here.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
gonna. I'm just posting this bad boy. Because I
okay,
didn't get to do that because I was trying to get into the thing and it was glitching out on me.
yeah, yo,
But I apologize, everybody. I'm so sorry for making anybody wait. You
listen, it's
know.
okay. Listen, we all have our technical difficulties. I was definitely having some technical difficulties before you got here, so it's all good. But shout out to Christina Cologne and Dean Foster. Those
Yeah,
are
no, huge shout out to both of them. Honestly, like I could not be anywhere without them right now, to be entirely honest with you. Like Dean and Christine, like both of them have believed in me so much in their music, and even you yourself, man, like having you like brought into the team and everything too. It's been a whirlwind experience, and like I genuinely cannot wait to get like everybody else that's on like the Lonely Boys team like up onto this part of the level, because like I think that they're all going to be completely ecstatic about these opportunities, and like Mika Records and stuff, and finesse management, and just like everything that's going on is just like surreal kind of feeling. It's like I don't even know how to react to any of it. I don't even know how to like process any of it. Half the time I'm literally just like, what, like, you know what I mean? Like when there's days where you'll contact me and you'll be like, hey man, your song's being played on the radio in Florida right now, and I'm like, what?
yeah,
And then you send me like a damn screen like recording of it, and I'm like, holy crap, that's my song on the radio, like,
yeah,
and like, and
definitely.
it's like it's so wild because like when I look at like what this team was like, Lonely Boys, like when I first joined the team, like my buddy Rada created this crew, not ever even expecting it to do what it's done right now. And
Shout out
like
to
when
Robert.
Yeah, big ups to Rada, man. Like Rada is a huge fucking inspiration in what I do as a musician and as an artist. That guy, that guy believed in me so much before I was even Cousin Floyd. You know what I mean? Like I was
Really?
yeah, dude. Like I was like, it's crazy to say, like I was making like beats like literally on an iPad mini. Okay, so like here's like my normal iPad. Imagine it's smaller. Okay,
Wow.
so like I was making beats on that thing like when I first got going, and like I made my first beat for like my cousin Josh Porter. And then I made a beat for Rada, and it's actually a track called Zan's on Fleek. If you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. But that's like the first like real beat that I made that did like something cool.
Yeah.
And
Uh huh.
that was like the launch off for him and I. And like when him and I started making beats together, like one day he came over and I played this like note on a guitar, and he just had this like, you know, moment of like, you know, like what is that, you know? And like I just kept going, and he was like hooked, you know, like instantly hooked. And that was the beat that we created for a song called Things You Feel, which ended up being like the seed of starting like an album that we haven't actually released. We used to literally just straight up make just like a bunch of music and not really ever have a plan for it. But you know, like when we got these songs together, like we started this stuff in like 2015, and like the album's still not out. You know what I mean? Like, so like there's a bunch of music that him and I that we've been working on. But you know, basically like long and short of what I was getting at is that like he's just one of those guys that like without him I don't even think I'd be Cousin Floyd, to be entirely honest with you. Like Rada pushed me a lot to be like Cousin Floyd, because it was like a lot of people were like, you know, sing on my track, like sing on the beat that you're producing for me. And I'm like, yeah, sure. You know, like, sure. Why not? You know, like it was fun, you know? And then like, I had these beats that I was like sitting on that I was kind of wanting to do something with. And I asked Rada to do something with me with them. And that was kind of the creation, and like the ball started rolling from there. And, you know, like I don't even know, like 3-4 years later, like I ended up joining like Lonely Boys, like officially kind of thing. And I was just doing like, I guess, what do you mean? What it was 3 or 4 years ago now, I guess. Like, yeah, it was wild. You know, I was always just kind of there in the background. And then I started helping doing like music videos and graphic design and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I try to put myself in so many like avenues, you know. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I like to have all my hands in the pot. You know, yeah.
You're definitely multi-talented, because can you tell us the instruments that you actually play and the ones that you could just learn off the rip, like just stop playing with it and next thing you know, you learn it. So tell them about that.
That's actually kind of funny that you say that, because like my mother's a big part of that. My mom will literally tell you, she'll always be like, oh yeah, you know, like you give him 5 minutes with any instrument and he'll figure out how to play it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's cool because it's like, she's not wrong. You know, like there's been times where I've just like, I remember the very first time I picked up like a ukulele, I was like just giving her hell. But like in like, not necessarily in any order, but like the list of like instruments that I play is like, the very first instrument I learned how to play was a saxophone. And like my music teacher, Mr. Jakes, I owe my entire music career to that guy, because he like opened my entire eyes, you know, like opened my eyes to an entirely different world that I never really understood. I only ever was a listener, you know what I mean? And now I was like an understander of it. You know what I mean? Like I totally like understood like what it was to see music written down and like understand that whole composition. And like, you know, and as a saxophone player, like, you know, you gravitated towards playing jazz, you know, and like it was just something that you did, you know, and and like, dude, like it was the only thing that I dude, like ever, like shit, like I can guarantee you at least every single person that's in here will probably like relate 100% when I say this. So like when you're watching one of those Disney movies and you just hear those like the instrumentals playing in the background, you can't tell me you don't get lost in that. And like that's that traditional like 1930s, 1940s like jazz stuff. You know what I mean? And like, and it's like it all stems off of that. And like that's where I gravitated towards. And then it was weird. I remember sitting like playing the saxophone, and I was sitting there just like this, playing my saxophone, like, whatever. And like, I looked back at the drummer, and the drummer was literally sitting there, and the teacher was just like, "Can you go ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta?" And he was just not getting it. And like, I just kept looking at him, being like, "How are you not understanding?" You know. And I straight up like picked up the drumsticks like after class was over, and I just walked over and I was like, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, you know. And the teacher was like, "Do you play drums?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." You know what I mean? It was just like, I've always had this like ear and understanding for like rhythm and like, you know, where the beats are and like the keys and just, you know, when things are sharp and not and flat and just, you know, it's just something that's come naturally to me. And like, you know, for like, it's like I played saxophone, the drums, I taught myself how to play the piano, taught myself how to play the guitar. You know, I'm teaching myself how to play the violin. You know, my girlfriend got me a violin. Like I love her. She got me a violin for Christmas one year, and I've been teaching myself how to play it. You know, and like with guitar, like I taught myself how to play like bass guitar, because you're kind of like understanding the root notes of what it is you're doing, but then you're also understanding how to carry a song. And you know, like it's just like music has just been one of those things, man, where I've never really had a reason to like turn away from it, because it's been the one thing that's never turned away from me. And like, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like the opportunity to just like, God, I remember one time there's like this little instrument. I don't even know what the hell it was called. It was like, it looked like it looked like almost looked like a bowl. Okay. And then like the top part of it, it's like, okay, like this is a glasses case. All right. This is the shape of
uh-huh.
it. Like it was like round at the bottom, flat at the top. And then there was
Oh
these
wow.
like, there's like little bar things that you could like click, 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 click thing, you know? And like,
Yeah.
when you pick it up and you play it, it's like it's pretty easy to kind of start making around and dicking around with the melody and stuff. But it's
Yeah.
like it was neat to like understand that that instrument was also made for like chords. Like you could play
Right.
like two instruments at once and make a chord. When then you turn that around, you're playing the same thing that you play on a piano. Then when you take a piano and you take a guitar and you flip a guitar on its side, you're playing a piano on a guitar.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's where
Yes,
like
sir.
that's where my head goes, and that's the way that it is. Like ask any guitar player, they'll say the same thing. You flip your guitar on the side, you're basically playing a piano. Like when you play a piano, it's just understanding the chords of what it is that you're playing and the positions of them in a different kind of format. You know, like it's this way instead of this way. Like it's really weird, man. But like that's what I mean. Like my head goes in such a weird, messed up
Yes.
friggin' carousel of things where
Wow.
I could just, you know, I get lost in it, man. Like I
Michael,
love
Michael,
picking up an
Michael,
instrument.
yeah, Michael Ryder just said you're the most talented person he know. It's not even close, basically.
Oh man,
And
no, I
he's
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
he's
I
you
love you
know,
to death, man.
you definitely got the support of your guys, the
Man, it's a
lonely
great
boy,
team.
the lonely
Yeah.
boys. Now let me tell you, for those who don't know, if you go on Instagram, there you go, Instagram, even Twitch, you're gonna see the lonely boys. They all over the place. So
Yes, sir.
when Cousin Floyd goes on the show, because I think you just finished a concert in Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We actually we headlined a festival called Lemur Fest down in Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, thank you. I like my shirt.
Yeah, nice shirt.
Thank you, thank you.
That's hot.
But yeah, man, like we the whole team, dude, like the whole Lonely Boys team, man, is like it's insane, and honestly, it's truly like an honor to even be a part of the roster, because like when I look at like all of the people that are on there, like there is a variety of artists and musicians and people who just appreciate music as a whole. You know, like what's cool about like the Lonely Boys is that like you could listen to like seven or eight of us, you know, and
Uh-huh.
we would all be different in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and but all kind of fall in line of like the same sort of like context or something, you know. But like we'd all like stand out individually as an artist. But like when it all comes down to it, not one of us are being like, yo, your music sucks, your music is not
No.
cool because it's not like this, you know, like you need to make music like that. Or you know, it's like, because like dude, like I remember when I first moved into Barrie, Ontario, like there was a lot of like divide. Even when I was in high school, there was a lot of divide. Like it was like if you didn't listen to punk rock, you were a loser. If you tried to listen to punk rock, you were a poser. If you listened to
Oh,
metal, you were like, if you listen to metal, you were a screamo emo kid, because people couldn't understand screaming in songs. But like people would literally just resort to screaming, like just any kind of screaming. They'd be like, "Are you listening to that screamo stuff? You listen to that
uh-huh.
scream? You listen to that screamo
Wow.
shit?" You know, and you'd be like, "What is going on?" Like that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? But like just all of those like different types of music and stuff, like people kind of had an opinion on. Where like Lonely Boys is kind of the complete opposite of that. We
Oh,
appreciate music, and like we understand where music came from and where it developed from, and like the reason like we are who we are as musicians. Without the music that was created before us, we wouldn't be able to do what we have now. You know what I mean?
exactly.
And like I think that people need to really just appreciate like music more in that sense, and like just respect like where things came from, and just drops the ego. Because like if you stop having an ego and thinking that you're this like big talking walking like superstar and stuff, when you probably can't even fucking play a single note on a guitar, like then shut up. You know what I mean? Like I get so tired of like
Yeah.
I'm so annoyed of like the modern world and stuff with like with how things are going in music industry. And it's like you can put somebody, like you can blast a guy on a song because he's like a famous like superstar and stuff, and like you know, you could have so much go on with like that one person that people just fall in love with him because he is who he is, and that's great. That's really cool. But it's like, what about like when it comes down to like real like musical like appreciation and talent and respect because you've like put the time into that, you know what I mean? It's like for me, it's like I've put so much time into like just learning an instrument, not knowing I'm ever going to actually do something with it, but because I wanted to respect it, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to respect the craft and respect the talent of where like that instrument was created. Like some dude made that some guy or girl made that instrument, you know what I mean? Specifically because they had nothing else to go forward with but music, you know, and like, and to be able to pick one of those instruments up one day and just teach myself how to play it is pretty damn cool. And like when you like talk, right, you know what I'm saying? And when you chalk that all up into like what the Lonely Boys do, it's like each one of us have that respect for the craft, you know? It's like, you know, that like I myself, like I do like a lot of like jazzy, groovy, like kind of, you know, sad boy emo stuff. You know, Rada does like a lot of kind of like hard hitting, like grunge, like he has like some grunge rock stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's some cool vibes there. Our buddy Avant Garde XO, he has like a straight up like hyped up like energy with his songs, you know. You got like, then you had, oh god, we had a guy, Aston Clark, he was in our crew. He was that guy had done some crazy things with his music, you know. Freaking Epidemic, like he does a lot of like weed forward hip hop, you know. Like everybody has their own sort of lane, you know. And like when I look at just like half the stuff that we got going on with everybody, like you got Yaya and LUV in Cleveland, and we just added a new guy actually when we were in Cleveland called Goth Teen Murder Trial. We just added a new dude to the crew. So like that guy was like, he was a new addition, and like honestly, man, it was just, you know, it's just that more of a forward kind of concept. It's just like that guy does a completely different style of music than any of us, and it was just awesome. Like he you know, he was jiving with every single one of us. So like you know what I mean? Like, sorry to ramble on with that, but it's just like I could go on for hours about that kind of thing, because like for me, I think like any person, no matter whether you're playing in a metal band or whether you're playing in, you know, you're a hip hop group or you're a solo artist or you're an acoustic artist or an opera singer, like you have to be able to appreciate like what it is you're doing from where it came from, you know what I mean, to be able to even have the understanding of what it is you're doing in the first place, you know. And like, you know, but
I get it. I definitely get it. Vanessa Banks said she went through the same thing. She said people look at her weird because she listened to punk rock. Like, so she understood that part of it. It's like, it's music. Music is music.
Exactly, right? Like why can't like, you know, okay, you know what's funny is that exactly like Finesse, like what you were saying there is that like you have somebody look at you, it's like, oh, you listen to punk rock. It's like, why does it have to come down to a profiling thing? You know what I mean?
That's
like
exactly what it is.
Like why does like when you like when it's all chalked out, it's like, why does it got to be profiling? Why does it have to be like some sort of like standpoint of like, hey man, you don't look like you listen to this kind of music.
Ain't that something? That something? What do you mean?
What the hell? What, you know what I mean? Like, you know, and like I get it all the time. Like thinking like, look, I got tattoos all over my face. You know what I mean? I'm covered up in them and stuff. But you know what's awesome is that there are days where like for example, like I'm wearing a friggin' flower friggin' button shirt right now. When I button this damn thing right up and I go out and I have like you know, I look all nice and clean and I, you know, and I have my hair all slicked back and stuff, and people take one look at me, they're like, wow, what? Hold on, wait. What's happening right now? You know, and nobody knows how to react to it, because it's like you could just be who you want to be and tell everybody else to go screw themselves, man.
Well, I guess you look better in your school clothes, as they say.
Oh man, you should see my mama. My mama told me to throw my school clothes out because they look like crap. She said, "No." She's like, "Don't put that on." She's like, "Your shirt needs to have an anarchy symbol on it."
So Jack Youngblood just asked me, "What is Cousin Floyd's shoe size?"
Oh man, my shoe size are 10.5 to 11.
Oh wow,
something like that.
Big ass.
That's not. I mean, hey, you know what they say about big feet, right?
Oh, we ain't gonna get into that. That's another show.
We're great. Hey, no, we're great drivers. We're great drivers.
That's a good one. I like it.
Hey, hold on. Where were you going?
Oh, I don't know. I was going somewhere else. All
right. I mean,
anyway,
so how about this weather?
So sick. So Joanna Smith says she would like to hear Finesse Banks and Lonely Boys collaboration. That sounds
that's currently in the works right now.
Currently in the works. It actually is. I'm glad you asked that question. I'm happy, Joanna Smith. But I'm gonna ask you a question. Oh.
So that's the track. Finesse, if you can hear that, that's what we're working on. So I'm not gonna go any further with it, but that's what we're working on.
We definitely can't go no further.
No, we can't. We can't at all. I can't. Derek, this fine gentleman right here sent me that track, and I was immediately. At first, I was like, "Whoa, whoa, okay, yeah." And then I was like, I listened to it a few more times, and then something just like, dinged. And I remember calling you, and I was like, "Hey, man, I think I got something," and you were like, "No."
I said, "No way, no way,
no way." Oh yeah, trust me. Finesse, I promise you, I will not do you wrong. It's gonna be it's gonna be different. I promise you, that's gonna be very different. Like there's something that I'm gonna do that you're gonna be like, "Oh shit."
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna ask you a question. What can you tell me about the EP called "Things You Feel"?
So that EP started in 2015, and it's still not out, just because it's just been one of those things where it's like the music that I created all the beats for the album, and
you produced it?
I make a lot of beats. I do a lot of production and stuff as well. Like, yeah, man, like the where is it here? So this is the Things You Feel master version. So yeah, basically this whole album is it's about 7 songs right now. And it's just been one of those things that we've kind of sat on because it's like we need to just release it when all it's chopped down. We need to just release it. You know, like we generally
hear it.
Yeah, I mean, like I could play you something while I could show you a little sneak or something. I don't know.
Well, listen. Speaking of that,
it's yeah.
Speaking of that, hold on. I do actually have something.
Oh,
yeah, I do have something, and
what you got?
I have this song. I actually have a song, and I just want you to, the fans to really listen to this one particular song. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's not for everybody. If you want to hear the rest of this song, it will be released really soon in the future.
Oh man.
It's just a sneak. This definitely a sneak peek. At what to expect coming this summer and this spring and winter. And this guy is very talented. So really listen.
Oh, thanks, man.
Really listen to this guy. Mute up.
Yeah, I recorded this today.
I fell in love, intoxicated, you fucked up and hesitated. Now my life's a fucking mess. Should've left when we first met, but like a star, I gotta explode to blend in with the rest. And I just wanna know if I'm gonna go back to being the heart locked in your chest. I wish that I could take back every single thing I've done, even if it meant I never learned my lesson. I just wanna smile, make me fucking happy, instead of this depression that has got me feeling sadly unaware that everyone around me is falling apart. And I really wanna help, but I don't know where to start. Pick up all the pieces, I don't really need this. Leave me in the sky, cause I need it.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
That is enough. That is enough. Listen,
cool.
you sent me that. You made that today, and I gotta say, wow. amazing.
Thanks, man. Thank
It's
you,
amazing.
dude. Thank you so much.
It's
I'm
well,
really glad you like it.
well produced, well sung. It's just wow. You haven't even mastered it yet. It sounds really clear.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I've gotten pretty good, like with like some of my like pre-mixes and stuff like that. Like my buddy Koshi, like that guy's he's put it on for everything. Like
Let me tell you
he's
something.
he's the producer, man. He's a producer who does pretty much all the stuff that we do, and like that guy has. But he like mixes and masters a lot of our stuff, man. And like he's taught me a lot about like mixing, and that guy I owe a lot to him.
Well,
for sure.
let me tell you, Dean Foster, your CEO at Mika Records, said he's responsible for what just happened because he hit me up.
Ah, Dean, that was you. That's what I mean, though. Like that guy.
He hit me up and said, "Let me tell you something, brother. You need to listen to this and sneak peek it. Sneak peek
Dean
it."
Dean sent me a message actually telling me that I love that. I accept responsibility for that.
Definitely.
Dean, I love you, man. Man, no, Dean. Honestly, I owe a lot to Dean. Like, yeah, he's one of the best guys I've ever gotten to know. Like, he's awesome. Like, he's just a great friend. He's a great pal. He's a great like person to have in your corner. And honestly, like to have somebody like him like believe in me the way that like nobody else really ever has, and like want to take like the chance and stuff to like work with me and like push me forward and like push me as an artist and be like, yo, you need to do this, you got to do that, and like and I was like, fuck yeah, like here's a dude who's like willing to like like put his like like his name on me, you know what I mean? And like, and I've never really had that. And like, now I can say that like with him and with Christine and you yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it's truly an honor to be included in any of this, man. And like, I wake up every single day being completely grateful. And I try to spread that gratefulness and like that positivity, like with my team and like with everybody that's around me, because like knowing that like, this is where I'm at right now, and like knowing that it's only upwards from here is just a really cool thing to know, that it's even the possibility is there, and like and it wouldn't be there without the three of you guys. So I'm very very grateful, and like the Lonely Boys and like this, I'm super grateful for it all, man.
Let me tell you, you have Jack Youngblood say, "Will you be able to make a beat for him for the song that he's working on?" Jack Youngblood.
Absolutely, Jack. I would love to do that, dude. Are you kidding me?
Follow him.
Sign me up now.
Follow him on Instagram at Cousinflyod _. Because this guy is good. Or you can get in touch with his working on.
Absolutely.
You can definitely work with that guy.
Oh man, Jack's awesome, dude. Like that guy is like Dad for real. He's a great guy. He does music video reviews and like stuff on his YouTube. He like reviews a lot of like our songs and stuff, and helps us get our stuff out there, and and he's just a great guy. He's a great guy. Pardon me. He's always at like the shows. He's always supporting. He's always on the live streams. He's always there. He's a really great dude to have like support you and the team. Definitely. He's always down to like share things up,
Okay, all right. That's good.
Yes,
so
sir.
Listen, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
All right. So you got any genre. I want you to pick 3 of the best of your favorite artists. 3. You only get 3.
Wow. Okay.
And it can't be nobody in the Lonely Boys. So
I'm screwed.
We excluded them because listen, they dope in themselves, so we already know about that. But let's get that one out there.
Well, honestly, man, I'd say like I'm a huge fan of Paul Anka.
Okay.
I love Paul Anka. Paul Anka is.
Did you say Paul Anka?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Paul Anka. Yeah, the Paul Anka. Yeah, like.
Wow.
Like, put your head on my shoulders. Like freaking like.
You about to make it. Listen, you're about to get the room going. What? That's the song they did.
Paul Anka is the man. Like. Me and Avant Garde actually, and the Lonely Boys, we actually did a track to We have a song that's got like an influence of Paul Anka beat,
Okay.
actually. Yeah, and then and honestly, man, like when you hear it, like you'd literally be like, okay, and it's exactly like that influence. Like that was literally what we were going for. So yeah,
Oh,
I'll show you the beginning of it. This way.
ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it's got like a cool little vibe to it. But
That's
that's kind of
hot.
like, we're kind of like messing around with some things like that, and just
Listen.
that's just kind of what we've been up to, But
We,
literally, like with Paul Anka, dude, like that's what I mean. Like I have such a huge like respect for him, and honestly, man, I would even say another one I'd probably throw in is Frank Sinatra.
okay.
Huge Frank Sinatra fan, you know. And I mean, gee,
One more.
honestly, I would probably, gosh, man, that's
I
a
know
good one.
you want to
Yeah,
name
Frank
like
Sinatra.
10 of them. I know,
There's
but
like honestly, I got like a million of them going through my mind
uh-huh.
right now. I would probably say Elton John, dude. Like Elton John was
A
phenomenal.
genius. A
A
genius.
genius, a musical genius, and like
Yes.
it
Yes.
just came so naturally, and like it came like he was just so he was so elegant and eloquent with the way that he did things. Like he just the guy could sit down and just start going, just start playing, and like a song was
Yeah.
written. And like
He's
you
definitely
can't.
a genius.
Oh God, the guy is absolutely phenomenal.
He really is. He really is. So I'm getting back into your single. It's called Breathe Less.
Yeah, breathe
Correct?
less.
Breathe
Yeah,
Less.
yeah.
That's the one that's actually being played on the radios as we speak. Like really, I've heard it like 4 times today.
That's
Like
awesome. No
like 4
way.
times, and not even 2111 radio. I've heard it on other stations as well. So
Holy crap, that's
yeah.
insane.
So my question to you: what was the process of writing that particular song?
That song, honestly, like it was the first track for my album, and like that whole song was like kind of like what I wanted to set the tone of the album, because like it's weird because it's weird to even like talk about, because like the whole album itself was a release for me in a way. Like I had to write like the man.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just one of those things. Like so, like "Breathe Less" was one of those songs I wrote about so like I went through. I was married once, and like
Okay.
I went through like a wild little like divorce kind of thing, and it wasn't like a crazy or like bad like divorce at all by any means. It was just it was what it was. Like most divorces
Right.
are never usually good, but
Really not.
and like but when it all happened, it was like I lost myself completely, and like
Mm,
I was not the person that I wanted to be, not the person that I wanted to be for my daughter, not the person I wanted to be for just even myself, you know what I mean? And like let alone my family and my friends, and and like I sunk into a really really dark place, and like each day was kind of a gamble on whether or not I'd wake up, and
oh
like
wow.
I kind of let myself go in that sense, because I would just go out and get completely annihilated, and then wake up the next morning and forget like how I even got home or how I even was where I was, and um like it and it's and it's like the voices inside my head are still there. But
Wow.
like I have more of a power of ignoring them, and
Yeah.
like because I've controlled the way that I've become kind of become, and like like breathe less was like breathe less was a song that I wrote that was specifically based off of kind of like that whole experience, and like the lyrics really do kind of speak for
Hmm.
itself in that sense, and like a lot of it was kind of like and in a very weird way, like it was like writing that album, like I titled it Lair Enough, which is funeral backwards.
Funeral backwards.
So I wrote the album as like a funeral for that chapter of my life. You know what I mean? Like I was writing it to leave everything behind and move forward from what was to cheesy as it is, blossom into the new man I wanted to become, you know. I just wanted to be, you know, and I really wanted to try and just change the way I thought about things, but I feel like I couldn't change myself or allow myself to change or move forward without having written those songs for that album. And a lot of those songs for that were specifically based off of me saying, you know, screw you and screw the past, and in a very impolite way of saying this, and I'm sorry, Mama, but fuck everything, you know, screw all of that. Everything that's over there can stay over there. This is the line in the sand that I'm drawing, and if any of you cross it, I swear to God, it'll be the last damn thing you do. You know what I mean? And it's just one of those things, you know. It's I wanted to leave it all behind, because it's everybody makes mistakes in their life, and everybody goes through regrets, you know, and we all have them and we all carry them with us. But I feel like that album was a way of me writing that regret and that stuff away from me and off of me, and it was almost like I chiseled it off the stone and I wiped the slate clean, you know. It's now I can completely look forward at everything that's happening, and the stuff that's happening for myself and my team, and the stuff that's happening with you guys, you know, and in Mika Records, and and just everything that's going on. I'm yeah, dude, the weight's off my damn shoulders. I don't have to look back. I don't have to look back at any of that stuff anymore. Yeah, I can look back on it and listen to it and be proud of it, because it's those are songs that I wrote, and it was how I felt. And as an artist, I've always been you know, be honest with yourself, write how you genuinely feel. Whether you are swearing like a sailor, Dean and Christine, I'm sorry. Whether you're swearing like a sailor, you know, you got to do it. But outside of that, you know, it's just I had to be honest with how I felt, and that record really gave me you know, I was like a little caterpillar stuck in a cocoon, and now I'm a nice butterfly.
There you go. Let me tell you, that's one of the reasons I suggested that song, because Joanna Smith said that's her favorite song from
Cousin Floyd. Awesome. Oh, Joanna, thank you. That's super cool. I'm glad.
Yeah, she's, you know, another one of your fans. You know, it's just the support that I'm noticing tonight alone is crazy. I really,
man.
People up you, brother. You got some people.
Honestly, I'm really, really lucky, man. I have a really, really great group of people, and a great support team.
Who's Nicole Lawrence?
That's my aunt. My aunt's here. My aunt's watching this right now. That's cool. That's cool. That's my aunt Nicole. No, so check this out. So my aunt Nicole and my uncle Bill, bro. Wow. My uncle fucking Bill, all right? My uncle Bill. No, bro, let me tell you this. My uncle Bill is the reason you see what you see today. All right. Really? Without my Uncle Bill, I wouldn't even be Justin, man. I wouldn't even be me. My Uncle Bill changed, he did, my Uncle Bill, not even changed me, but my Uncle Bill showed me who I really was. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
I owe my entire life to that guy, man. He literally, he gave me a roof over my head when I didn't have one. He was just he's just the best, you know. He showed me the coolest damn things that I could ever experienced as a young kid growing up. You know, some things you probably shouldn't show a kid when you're growing up, but it was fucking awesome. And it made me who I am.
Let's give your uncle and your aunt a round of applause real quick.
No, seriously, I love you both to death. They're great.
You know, they really do.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, no, they're the best. I love them so much. They even let me set my drums up in their house one time and jam in the house.
Man, that's special, because everybody don't do that. I'm sorry.
No, man, no, they really don't.
It's crazy. She said, unfortunately, Uncle isn't here. He should be shortly. So Uncle is definitely coming live soon.
That's all right.
Jack Youngblood said, Cousin Floyd has literally saved me. I'm dealing with mental health, and his music is his I can't really see that advice that.
Oh, his music and his advice that saved. Wow,
That saved
dude,
me.
holy shit.
Jack Youngblood. Shout out to Jack Youngblood. Let me give him a round of applause too, because
Yeah, big ups to Jack.
People
Jack's,
really, they starting to resonate with your music. Let's give him applause.
Really, that's so cool, man. Like, no, like Jack reached out to me. Jack reached out to me one time about that, and like he was going through some stuff, like, and like we all kind of do, and he was just going through that.
Yeah.
For lacking of detailed conversation, like he was just going through it, and he reached out to me, and like him and I had a pretty like in-depth conversation, and and like for me, like the way that I've always been, like, it's weird to say this, it's like before I met like Rada, and like before I met like the Lonely Boys and like all that kind of stuff, and like where I was before in my life, and like it was never really like where when people feel like they have a spot to belong, like like I think that like it's just when I met all those dudes and everything, I kind of really genuinely found like the family that I've always kind of like longed for, like, and that's like, like I have like my family, but I mean like it was cool to have like those people who were just like always there, and they were never like away, and like, and I think like when I first met Jack, I felt that same vibe with him, because I was like, bro, you need, if you need anything, like hit us up. And like the whole Lonely Boy crew is like that. We're all like, give us a shout, call us up if you need anything. Like we are right there for you guys, like we don't take mental health lightly, and we don't take people going through shit lightly. Like if you're going through it, then talk to us, because like nobody deserves to go through what they're going through alone, and just most people might want to, but we'll break that brick wall down.
Exactly, because a lot of people are struggling through mental health, and it's amazing that he can be helped through your music. That to me, that's a blessing. That's a blessing, and because at the end of the day, it really is. You should feel you should feel really honored for him to actually say that. Like that's dope.
I honestly do. I really do, man. Like I get blown away by those kinds of things sometimes, because like to know that like I can, like, it's weird, like, and most people that write music that have, if somebody's ever like, yo, like I connected with this song so much, like it's weird to have somebody say that to you, because like you wrote this and like you wrote this in a really dark time, or you wrote this in a really weird way, like or you hated your ex, or you wanted to off yourself or something, like like for me, I hated my ex and I wanted to off myself.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And like, and I hated like who I was as a person, and like, and I wrote a lot of angry things, and like I hate a lot of the stuff that I wrote because I was that angry, but I had to write it because it was going to come out in one way or another. And like, and I feel like when I write like the songs that I write, like people are always asking me like, yo, when's Cousin Floyd going to do like a hype track? When's Cousin Floyd going to do like this club banger? And it's like, I've got a couple like upbeat tracks. Like I have like You Suck, and Bitch on my album. Those are good tunes. Those are like those are hype songs. You know what I mean? Like, funny backstory about Bitch is actually I have a music video that's written out. I have the treatment written out for it, where it's like I'm going to shoot the music video with dogs. So I'm going to use my two dogs about trying to go pick up a dog because a female dog is known as a bitch. So I was kind of like, this can also be like not sexually degrading and rude, but it can also be polite and accurate. You know what I mean? And it's funny because it's dogs. So like if somebody gets mad and tries to cancel culture me, I swear to God.
I know, right?
But like it was just those kinds of things, man. Like I think like with just writing the songs that I write, like I've always hoped that somebody would be able to connect with it and utilize it in some way, like metaphorical or or some sort of different purpose or different visual perspective, or maybe it makes them kind of like realize like, shit, what, I can freaking get through this, because like for me personally, not like in a pissing contest, but it's like if I can get through the shit that I got through, I feel like anybody can get through anything. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And like, and I didn't even go through the worst of it.
I know that's right. But listen, look at you now, man. Look how you're shining right now. You know, you're definitely shining.
Baby.
Definitely shining. Mika Records is very happy to have you. You know, they lucky because I'm gonna tell you straight, and I told Dean this before. If I would have saw you first, I would have had you. I'm not even going to
I actually remember being present for that conversation.
Yes,
and I was like, I don't know what's happening. You guys should have a rock, paper, scissors battle right now.
I would have you know, Dean Foster's a really good guy at Mika Records, him and Christina Cologne. Let me tell you something. You got two of the most amazing people backing you. You know, they really support everything you do. And it's been an honor for us at Finesse Music Productions to actually be promoting you and getting your music and your story heard. That's why I made sure that you would be the first guest on this show to be interviewed. Because
it's truly an honor, man. Honestly, yeah, no, it really is cool, and that's what I mean. Like Christine's freaking awesome. Like I love chatting with her. Like I remember the very first time that I met her, and I was on like a music review show. Her and Dean actually both were just like, yo, I don't like this song at all. Like, this is like not what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, oh, that sucks. And I was like really discouraged. And I was like, you know what? Fuck all that. Here, just listen to more of my shit. Just listen to more of my music. And then they actually really started to grow a liking to it. You know, and Dean really liked me and my cousin and stuff. And then I was like, listen, if you like me and my cousin, like I can show you something that'll blow your mind. And like I showed him this song called Briefcase. That was with me and my buddy Ree, you know, and then like, you know, there's like a bunch of stuff that I've shown him since, like, you know, I've shown him the Lonely Boys, all the guys. He's gotten a feel for all of those things. So he's definitely seen what's going on and what we're about. But literally, man, like everything everything that's kind of gone on around all that. Oh, sorry, my Aunt Nicole. Sorry, that's my topic here. Hi, Liam. This is my cousin Liam. I want to say hi to him.
Oh, Liam.
What's up, dude? How are you, man? But yeah, I love you, bro. But yeah, sorry, where was I going? I just lost my train of thought because I got distracted at that. I just saw Liam and I was like, oh, Liam. I was like, oh my God, I missed him so much. But yeah.
Listen, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But you
just my train of thought. It doesn't matter.
Listen, it's okay because at the end of the day, like I said, you're gonna be going some places. Trust me. Don't you got a show coming up in Brooklyn, New York, actually?
Yeah, man. Actually, we're at it's a fashion show with CC Yvette is holding that, and basically like Mika Records is gonna go down, and we're gonna have a whole like setup and everything, and be rocking and rolling. And September 17th, I will be in Brooklyn, New York, at an undisclosed location right now because it's a private event. So it's a black tie event. So it's like a black tie event and fashion show. So it's gonna be pretty cool. That'll be pretty interesting. But actually, Christine. Oh, I remember my thought now. That's actually Christine. I was talking about Christine and Dean, but like Christine actually is the one who like helped set that up, and like and she was really like she was right there. She was like, "Yo, do you want to perform at a fashion show in New York?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" I was literally like, "Excuse me." Yeah, quite literally. I was like, Christine, I have not had enough to drink today for you to be telling jokes like that. You know what I mean? And like when it happened, it was funny, man. It was super cool. Like
that's crazy.
I don't even know. Like it was a surreal experience, you know, to just even have that offer. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm doing that. Like I'm going. You know, I'm 100% going to that. Like nothing's stopping me, and like I don't care if I'm going to Cleveland the month before. I'm going to New York, and like
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So and that's what I mean. Like I owe so much to Christine. Like Christine alone, like she is a force to be reckoned with, and she is honestly one of the greatest women I've ever met. She is funny. She is funny as hell. She is honest. She is like she's down to dude. She is down to earth, like completely right to her core. Like. I think she's a wonderful woman, and like honestly, like her and the Scott brothers, like friggin' Brian O'Neill's been like, oh dude, those guys, I love the Scott brothers. If anybody's in here and you don't know who the Scott brothers are, you need to go listen to the Scott brothers. If you're not listening to the Scott brothers, I swear to God, I'm gonna come to your house, knock on your door, and force you to listen to them. All right, like the Scott brothers are friggin' so good. They're amazing. I can't wait to see them and perform with them. We're gonna hang out in New York and stuff, so I am excited. And honestly, and Dean, man, like Dean is like that guy has built me up so much, and he's like boosted my confidence and made me believe in myself a hell of a lot more than I ever thought that I could. And then meeting you, you know what I mean? Like you come into the game, and I'm like, man, what? I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you know, you are one of the nicest and most kind-hearted guys that I've ever met, and like you're so genuine and true to like the music, and I love that so much about you, man. And it's an honor to know you. So
Let me tell you something. You cannot be spreading that rumor.
I can't though. But everybody needs to know it right now.
Okay.
All right, this is over.
Yeah, it's over now. It's over. Now they know. The jig is up.
Secrets out. Everybody knows Derek's a good guy.
The jig is up. Oh my goodness. Listen, it's been an honor having you here. This is my first show. This is our first show. And I'm truly honored to have you here and to interview you before everybody else, because you're definitely going to be having a lot of interviews coming soon. You know, and
yeah, I have another one coming up with GS TV, I believe it is. It was it's a gentleman from the UK. I have another one coming up with him actually soon, so that's gonna be kind of cool.
That's my guy, Raphael. Yeah, that's my guy.
Raphael. Yeah, he's awesome. That guy is amazing.
So you're gonna definitely do part 2. He been hitting me up for the longest. Hey, you think he want to do it now? And I'm like, oh, all right. hit him up and see if he's available. You know, but.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you're gonna start getting a lot of notoriety, and you know, you owe that because you've been doing this. A lot of your songs resonate with so many of your fans and your followers and your supporters that you know you can only go up from here. There's no There's no real ladder for